Hello everyone, and welcome to From the Heart Friday, session 63, with me, Jessica Brigden of Jess B, Creative Cardiology. How are you doing this afternoon? As you can see outside here, it's an absolutely beautiful day here in upstate New York, albeit it is a little bit cooler, so I've had to pull out the sweatshirt today to stay a little warmer, and it's gonna get really cold tonight. We're supposed to have a frost, so if you live in the Northeast and you have plants outside, make sure you bring them in so that they'll survive a couple more days. But yeah, we are pretty much nearing the end of summer. Autumn will officially be here next week. So I thought I'd do a couple of cards to kind of ease that transition a little bit. So we will be using the Love of Leaves stamp set from the mini catalog. And then I'm gonna pull in a favorite from the annual, the Celebrate Sunflowers bundle here. Hey Luann, oh, it's gorgeous in Wisconsin too. I'm so glad because I know the weather has been so wacky in different places around the country. Hey Doris, glad you could catch me live today. Yeah, so I thought we'd bring in a couple fun, a fall card and then a late summer sunflower card with a little bit of an autumn twist there. And Doris, you might recognize one of these cards because one of them is the leaf card that we'll be making is one of the make and take projects that I did with my team. I think it was end of July. I don't remember if it was July or August, but so you might recognize it. And we'll be using the Gilded Autumn paper as well as the metallic paper. So the metallic paper pack has three different metallics in there. It has bronze, copper, and gold. So I'm going to be using the darker, the copper color, and I think you guys will really enjoy that. So let me go ahead and flip this around and we'll get started here. And you might catch Ziggy running in and out. She's been zipping all around. I keep hearing her. She's a one little cat. She sounds like an elephant going thud, thud, thud. So she is having a blast chasing the chipmunks and the squirrels out there today. So let me flip this. All right, there we go. Hopefully you guys can see that clearly. There we go. Hi, Christina from Kentucky. How are you? I hope it's a beautiful day where you are as well. So like I said, we're going to pull in the Gilded Autumn paper. So I have that here. Most of these products we're using today are on page 45 of the mini catalog. So this fun Gilded Autumn. In particular, we'll be using the that colored stripy pattern. And then I've also brought in the brushed metallic. So you can see there's multiple colors in there. I won't give you a headache on camera. As well as the Celebrate Sunflowers and the Love of Leaves. All right, so let's see, the Celebrate Sunflowers, that's from the annual catalog on page 13. Oh, Luann, you were gonna ask how Ziggy is. She is doing good, although she is not enjoying this transition to the colder weather either. She did not want to go out until the sun finally came out here this afternoon. Oh, but she's doing well otherwise. All right, so for our Love of Leaves card, we are going to use a piece of crumb cake cardstock. So this is your 5.5 by 8.5. And we'll just score that at the 4 1/4. I picked up all my tools and my bone. This is my bin. I use just a little, one of the, what is this, a 31 little mini tote. And I keep all my little blocks, things handy that I need right in here. And I picked everything all up nice after my craft session yesterday. So let me dig that back out here. So we will fold this half sheet there at the 4 1/4 mark. All right, this one, you could do it at 4 1/4 by 11 and score at 5.5. Either way, I am gonna have this be a vertical card there. Then I have a piece of early espresso, and I've cut this, actually, this is a 1/2 inch smaller. So this is actually 3 3/4 by 5. And grab my Stampin' Seal out of the bin as well here. Okay, oops, I got a piece of cat hair stuck to my Stampin' Seal, so let me move that first so it doesn't end up on my card. All right, so I will go ahead and put this down. I did a 1/2-inch border because sometimes it is nice to see, especially when I'm working with a dark color like early espresso, sometimes it's nice to have that lighter color pop out from behind just a little bit more. Whoa, Luann says it's 15 degrees below normal in Wisconsin, but it'll be 10 degrees above normal on Tuesday. Yeah, I think these crazy temperature swings are why. Well, let's just say I hope people don't get sick worse than, I don't know. So fortunately, I think we've all been pretty careful, but school just started here last week. I think they're doing a hybrid of some couple days in person and then a couple days virtual. But I always worry when kids go back to school and start sharing their germs all around. All right, so I have two little, these are 1/2-inch by 4-inch pieces of the Gilded Autumn specialty paper. This is the Cajun Craze with this like gold metallic. The larger piece, and you can kind of see that here, kind of looks like flower petals or mountains, or I'm not really sure what it's supposed to be, but it is kind of neat. So to maximize paper just a little bit, we're going to stick this 1/4 of an inch in from the side, and then I'm trying to make it equal space from the top and the bottom. So we're gonna just do a little bit, just a little pop of color here, peeking out from behind the edges. All right, and then we'll take our stripey pattern here, which that's really pretty on the back too. But I love that. That has all the different colors, the metallics. But I want to show you guys how versatile just a little simple striped pattern can be. So we're going to use that for this card and the next one. And let me give you the measurements for this. This is 2 3/4. So 2 3/4 by 4.5 here. And we're going to lay that right over, kind of overlap it. We're going to place it in the center. So in this case, just make sure your top and your bottom are about the same. And there you go. So that way I didn't use a whole square of this Cajun Craze piece. I just used 2 little pieces, which is nice if you've got some leftover scraps, or maybe you have a pattern that you absolutely love and you don't want to, you want to maximize it, not use it all up. So, all right. So with the Love of Leaves, such a pretty stamp set, but I'm going to focus on the die cuts today. These are the Stitched Leaves dies, and I absolutely love these because you have the outer piece. This one's popping up, we'll use that. The outer piece, which of course cuts the die out, but then you have this inner piece. So let me show you on here. So if you were to put it down, you'd cut out your colored cardstock, and then you place this other piece, the stitching piece, right in the center of it as you run it through. And then when you're done, it has this gorgeous stitching on the front. Hi, Carol. How are you? Glad you caught me today. So I just love the stitching on these, and it's a little bit different for each type of leaf. And I've even cut a little gold leaf here, which I've also done the stitching on that. So they're really, really neat. So I really like these, and it is nice that if you're using this particular leaf here, must be they thought that would be the most popular because they actually gave us 2 of those. So you can do multiples through your die cut machine. And then this one is neat because this one would do a border. So you know what? I was gonna say, I could just run it through on a piece, and let me show you what that does, because it's pretty neat. So I'm gonna just take, this is not in the prepped card, but I wanted to show you this extra piece of the stitching. So say you have your card base or just your front here. I've got it on my Stampin' Cut and Emboss pad here. And then you could put this piece along the bottom. All right, I'm gonna just line it up there. All right, now watch what happens when I run it through, because I just love all those little details, right? Okay, so there we go. We'll pop that out there. Oops, and I dropped it. But you can see, isn't that cool? Such a neat little textural element. And if you really like the texture, you could do the other side too. But yes, Luann's asking, does anyone know what the big 5-lobed leaf is? I don't. You know what? I saw somebody on one of our demonstrator forums had listed what the different types of leaves actually were. And I probably should have saved that information because I don't remember at the moment. I know they're not really leaves that are particularly recognizable here to me in central New York, but they're pretty nonetheless. I think if I'm remembering correctly, because there's 5 leaves here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I believe I heard that there's a leaf from each of Stampin' Up's 5 markets. So one from the US, one from the South Pacific, then we've got Europe, Canada, I'm missing one, Japan. So I'll have to look that up. Good question. I'll look that up, and then we can, I'll make a comment on the video. Christina says, it looks like a maple. Not quite. Let me grab a maple leaf. They're starting to change already. Just a little bit here. Here's a little one that I just grabbed off the porch. So it could be, except for these are more rounded, and the maple leaves are definitely more of a jagged edge here. So I'm not really sure. She says our poison oak. Yeah, well, at least it's not poison on paper. So what we're gonna do here is we'll flip all of these over and we'll go crazy with our dimensionals. But I thought this was a fun card because it's a great way to showcase the different leaves. And I'm gonna put three on the espresso here. Oops, come on, it's sticking to my finger. Okay, so, hi Mary Ann, how are you? So I'm gonna start with the 5-lobed leaf and the early espresso. And what I love about these is that you could just place them randomly around your paper and they just look really cool. So we're gonna do the espresso, and then we'll put on a little bit of, let's put on some gold, and then we'll do the mint macaron here. Let's put that one over here on this side. And then we've got our Cajun craze. And we'll just kind of put this around there, and we'll fill in the gaps. Any gaps we have. I'm gonna use my Gilded gems. I figured Gilded gems were perfect for Gilded Autumn designer series paper. So I've been using up my pack here, so we're just going to take a few of these and we'll just kind of place them around. Let's use a big one here in the center. We'll just kind of put it off center a little bit, and then we'll do another one. Let's place that up here, just off the leaf. It's kind of fun. I love the little element of sparkle that the facets on these gems give. Aren't they fun? So pretty, but it's such a simple card, but a great way to try the different leaves from the Love of Leaves die. These are the Stitched Leaves dies. Absolutely love those. And then I don't have room for sentiments here on the front. I could always put one on the inside, but the sentiments are so pretty. Hope changes everything. That's certainly, we need hope right now in these days of uncertainty. I thought of you today. Thank you. Hello. Our friendship is something I know I can count on. And I love this. I'm so glad you're in my life. Well, I'd like to tell you all, I'm so glad you're in my life. I'm so glad you're here watching today, and hope these cards inspire you a little bit, especially with cooler temperatures. It's a good time to be out, be crafting. It is beautiful, especially if you've got a window in your craft room. You can enjoy the sunshine. So we use the stripy pattern on that. For the next one, we're going to change it up a little bit. We're still using the Gilded Autumn papers, but this time we're going to use the Celebrate Sunflowers, and particularly the sunflower dies. So I've got them, I need to kind of stick them back down, but we're using both the sunflower outline as well as the detail, and then I'm using these fun little leaves there too. All right, so what I've got to start with, we're using a card base of Cajun Craze. And so this is, again, 5.5 by 8.5. When you're working with a dark color like this, you might want to cut a liner, say a piece of Very Vanilla to go on the inside. And that way you don't have to use a dark pen, or that way somebody doesn't have to squint to read what you're writing. So you could do a piece of Very Vanilla on the inside. All right, so we have our Cajun Craze base. I'm going to set this aside actually, and we're going to build from there. So what I'm starting with, I have a layer again of early espresso. This is 4 by 5.25, and I'm going to adhere my Very Vanilla to it. This is 3 3/4 by 5. Hi, Diane. How are you? All right, I've lost my... All right, here's my seal. So we're going to adhere our Very Vanilla to our early espresso. A nice little 1/4 inch border, and that darker color gives it a little bit of a pop from behind. And then, just as we used the stripe pattern from the Gilded Autumn on our Love of Leaves card, this time I'm using a little piece. This is a 1.5 inch strip by 4 3/4. This is going to go right down here on the bottom. So again, super simple. I call these my classic layouts. They're sometimes, if you're stuck with a design, it's nice to just go to one of these classic layouts. So build your base with a layer, a little strip of designer paper, fancy paper there. All right, but I don't want to glue this down quite yet because I do want to include a little bit of ribbon on this card. So this time I'm going to pull in the ribbon that goes with the Gilded Autumn Suite. So this is the Basket Weave and Metallic Ribbon Condo Pack. So it's the mint macaron piece here that is the basket weave. And then we've got this copper metallic, really nice. So how about we use both? That'd be cool, right? So we're going to, because the basket weave, the mint macaron is the wider ribbon. So we'll put this on first. So I am going to put my adhesive on the back. We'll just put a little bit along the ends here, and that way we can tuck this right to the back. All right, just make sure it's secure. And then then we're gonna pull in this metallic piece, and this is only 1/8 of an inch. This is pretty short, or narrow, so we're actually gonna overlay that. How cool is that? That way you get like the double color there. All right, so I'm gonna cut this a little bit longer here. And we'll make sure, go ahead and put some extra adhesive on the back here because we're gonna need something for our copper. Yep, it's sticky. It's sticky to my finger. Need something for that copper ribbon to stick to as well. And then we're just gonna make sure it's centered. Yep, come on, it's twisted. I don't want it twisted. There we go. Tuck that behind. Oh, thank you, Doris. All right, so it's good. Go ahead, put just a little bit more just to make sure it stays down. Okay, then we'll put the adhesive on the rest of the layer there, all around the edges. Do a little tack in the middle if you want. All right, now that we've got our ribbon on there, I always tack it behind, because you don't want to trim it off the edge, because then your ribbon could fray. You don't want it sticking out the edge of your card. By tacking it behind, that gives you a much more finished and professional look to your card. There we go. And we'll just smooth that on. Looks so nice right there. Lovely. Okay, and now I have used the sunflower dies. Let me get my ribbon out of the way. So I pre-die cut the base here out of Cajun Craze. So I'm kind of matching it to my card base. And you could stamp this, but it's so dark. I didn't really feel that was necessary. So what we're going to do is tack this down with dimensionals first. I better get my snips out because I'm using up my sheet here. I've got 2 left. When I use a circle or a big image like that, I like to do 3 on the back. Do a little triangle there. Okay. Oh, thank you, Luann. Yeah, she says no need to stamp this. That's pretty as is. Exactly. All right, so we'll just stick this right in the center. That's where I like it. I think it looks nice, and we'll decorate it, and then you could stamp the inside. If you wanted room for a sentiment, you could just move it over to the left a little bit, and then you could do a greeting here on the right. I'm going to just do it right in the center and just show you as is. All right, and then this is my favorite part. Like I said, we've been using the brushed metallic. This is a trio of metallic papers that goes with the Gilded Autumn Suite. And I die cut the intricate sunflower overlay out of the darkest metallic there. This is the dark copper. And I love it. I love the shine that it gives here. So, so pretty. And actually, I'm just going to put just a little bit of adhesive right here, kind of on this center ring. Make sure you get your glue up and running. There we go. So I'm just gonna put like 4 little dabs. You could use glue dots or whatever you like, but I just did a little bit. And then the key to lining this up is looking for like this one particular petal that just kind of sticks up there. And notice the way it moves there. So this just goes right over the top. Oh, so pretty, isn't it? Hi, Judy. How are you? We are using the Gilded Autumn papers and the ribbon combo. We're using the metallic cardstocks and pairing that with our fabulous Celebrate Sunflowers stamp set and die. Oh, so I love that. All right, so what do you guys think? Do we need something in the center? I did cut just a little piece of espresso. I do think that kind of finishes it. What do you think? Should I go with the early espresso center? Or, I don't know, I feel like it seems a little naked without it. So I'm gonna cut a little piece of my dimensional here. I think we'll do that. We'll put it right here and behind. And just tack that right in the center. That way, I like the little dimensional on the center piece. It just pops it up just a little bit. Makes it a little more 3D. And then I am going to grab out my mini glue dots because I've got our pretty little leaves. I did die cut them ahead of time. They're so pretty and delicate, and I love that contrast of the mint macaron with the Cajun craze. So let's see. Yes, rhinestones. Well, you know what? I've got good idea, Doris. I've got my gilded gems, and I kind of thought we might put a couple of those in the center. So I think great minds think alike. All right, so just put we're gonna tuck these in behind our flower. So we don't need a whole lot of adhesive on here. Let's just put right behind our leaves, put another little glue dot just to tack it down. Okay, so with this, let me just kind of tuck this up in here. Oops, tuck behind. Okay, that kind of overlays, sticks out from behind, and I'm gonna do the same thing on the 2-leaf piece. Right here. Again, these are gonna tuck behind the flowers, so we really don't need a whole lot. In fact, I think I'm gonna go with just the one on there, and then just kind of tuck this, sneak it in here behind. I wanna make sure my leaves actually stay within the boundaries of my card. There we go. So make sure that they're still fit on your card base, however you tuck them in. I guess we could have gone up and out. Maybe I should have done that. Be pretty to put them up so they're just kind of sticking out. Let's do that. I'm gonna twist it instead so it's kind of sticking out the vanilla piece. Let's do that. Just move it just a little bit. All right. Yeah, I think that's pretty cool. Hi, Kim. I hope you're enjoying your trip to Colorado. Hi, Susan. Thank you. Hi, Carol. Yes, hey, everybody. Because we're jumping on while I'm tweaking my leaves here. All right. So we used the Gilded Autumn, in particular, this stripy pattern from the paper pack. We incorporated our brushed metallics on here, and look at the cool, it's so much different. You can do so much with this pretty autumn paper, including one of these fun little late summer sunflowers. And then we could pull in, I think I want a smaller piece, so let me see what I've got. I kind of put all of my pieces in here, and it looks like I'm out of the little pieces. So we'll use a couple of these, and maybe put these in the center. What do you think? Should I just kind of do one off to the side? That's kind of pretty. Or should I do 3? You guys let me know. I can always peel these. Can always kind of peel them back off. I don't know. What do you guys like? Do you like the 1 or do you like all 3? Because I don't know. 3's kind of growing on me. What do you guys think? But isn't that fun? So these are simple, classic card designs. I love that when you've got your card base, you've got a contrasting color, and here we did the espresso on both of them. And then we pulled in an extra layer with some pretty designer paper, the striped pattern from the Gilded Autumn. And then on the first card, we featured the Love of Leaves, the stitched leaves dies. And then on the second one, we pulled in a returning favorite, our favorite from the annual here. That was our Celebrate Sunflowers and the sunflower dies there. But so pretty. I love them both. I'm not quite ready for fall, but I admit it is it's probably my favorite season, because I do love the change of the colors, and we are experiencing that a little bit in New York. They've just started changing, so they'll probably be at peak in another couple of weeks, but I love it. Look at that metallic shine. I love that. Such a fun element, and the dies cut that metallic paper so nicely. It's really fun. Well, I hope you guys love these. I hope these inspire you and that you're having a fabulous Friday or wherever you are, whatever day it is. Hope you enjoy. I hope you get to do some stamping this weekend. And if you need anything, my September Coast code up here, 64XUQY72. We are nearing the end of the month. And yes, and if you do watch this on replay, if you're on YouTube, then please make sure you give me a thumbs up, subscribe, and be sure to share. Thank you guys so much, and you take care. Love you guys. Bye-bye.